Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Wednesday, November 26, 2024. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate of games. We got one game we're breaking down on the slate. We got some questions at the end that you guys have commented throughout the last 2 weeks on the show. Going daily on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Recap 78 and 55, 59% plus 15.5 units of profit over the last 9 weeks. Try to get another one for you here. Breaking down the college football solo, singled out, nationally televised game with playoff implications on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. The only one going, Memphis and Tulane in college football. On tomorrow's video, I'll hit the NFL games going on Thursday. So that's the schedule here for this week, condensed version, Thanksgiving week. And then, of course, we'll have the Friday college football slate, monster Friday card. We got the Saturday card and NFL Sunday. So that will do it for this week. Before Wednesday's show, we're hitting the Thursday game, and it is a big one. Memphis and Tulane. We are heading to the Big Easy here, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, Yulman Stadium, New Orleans, Louisiana. 56 being the total. We are seeing the Tulane Green Wave minus 14-point home favorites. Now, it's two 9-2 teams going at it. So two really good teams in the AAC, yet we get a 2-touchdown favorite. What's up here? Well, we're going to be breaking it down. First up, Tulane 9-2 against the spread. So 9-2 straight up and ATS. They have been an absolute wagon, covering 4 straight, 7 of the last 8. And when you compare that to Memphis, yes, sexy straight up record. However, they're under 500 against the number. They've been a little bit overpriced. 5-6 ATS on the season and just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. This is a team that lost to Navy, also lost to UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio. So when you kind of compare common opponents, Tulane has done a lot better. They ended up beating Navy just last week, 35-0, a team that Memphis lost to. And when you go over the last 3 games for Tulane, 34-3 win, 52-6 win, 35-0 last week against Navy. They've been smashing opponents in this conference. This is a Tulane team top 30 in yards per play in both offense and defense. That's kind of rarefied when you're good on both sides of the ball like that in the group of 5 level. Top 10 nationally ranked defense by scoring. So scoring defense, top 10 in the country. And their head coach, I don't think enough people are talking about him, John Summerall. First off, he's 9-2 this year. He was 11-2 last year and 12-2 the year before at Troy. Keep in mind, Willie Fritz was the head coach for Tulane. He took the job at Houston. And obviously, you know, Willie Fritz did a great job here in New Orleans. Well, John Summerall, you go from his first 2 years or his last 2 years at Troy, he's carried it over here. So they really haven't lost a beat. And it goes to, you know, yes, the coaching, also the players. You know, when you look at Louisiana high school football, when you go by per capita Division I recruits, some years they have the most. You know, Florida, Georgia, Texas, California, they have more overall. But Louisiana, you know, it's a smaller state per capita. Sometimes, you know, you can make the argument it's kind of the best high school football, and Tulane's kind of jumping on some of these recruits outside of LSU. You know, they're getting a bunch of them here, well coached, they're playing good football, but it ultimately comes down to the ultimate equalizer, minus 14. Can they cover the number? Because this is a good Memphis team. They're averaging 5 yards per rush. Their quarterback, Hennigan, 21-6 touchdown to interception ratio. He's shooting to go over 3,000 yards passing on the season, looking to eclipse that number in this game. I could see Memphis scoring here, guys. I could see that back door being open. I know Tulane's defense is solid, but Memphis, they're a pretty good team in their own right. I actually go after this total, guys. 56, very manageable here. Like just kind of talking about, I think Memphis is going to be able to move the football. It does look like 15 to 20 mile an hour per hour winds and 20% rain. It shouldn't be terrible weather-wise. When you get up towards, you know, kickoff, we'll get a little bit more information, but 50s still should be kind of scoring weather there. And Tulane's averaging over 40 points per game, guys. What I'm getting at, I think the best bet here is towards the over. I like Tulane sidewise, but, you know, that back door might be open. 56 is the total. Let's go up and over in this AAC solo college football primetime matchup. Got some time for some questions here. Just a quick show, one game with some questions. Tomorrow's show, the 3-game NFL slate. Hitting Casey Kevin here. That mustache throws me off. I have to wear sunglasses for your picks. Hard to concentrate with that stash. And some other comments on here saying, what's the stash all about? Is it some sort of joke? I don't know, guys. The last couple of years, I've just done Movember. I guess it's for men's health, kind of a reminder out there. And I'm kind of rolling with it. Ever since I started it, we've been hot on the show. So I'm not about to shave it right now. So I guess that's with the stash. Appreciate the question there, Casey. Also have we got what does the hook mean? I believe that's David asking the question. What does the hook mean when I say like 56 and a hook or 7 and a hook? Appreciate the question. It just means like 0.5, a half a point on whatever number you're referencing. It's kind of like slang betting terms. I like to use terms like that just because whenever I listen to sports betting content or sports content in general, radio show, I just don't like it when people are just like just numbers. It gets very boring after a while. Even though I handicap with the numbers, I try to just throw them out like Blimps level view, because if somebody's just like, 97 rush yards up against 85 rush yards again, like that gets very boring. So to talk like a sports bettor, I think that's important. So that's why I use terms like that. But yeah, to answer your question, the hook just means like a half a point on whatever number you're referencing. Thanks you for that question. We get David Montgomery asking a question. How does hitting the like icon help you in this specific quantitative number you need? Same question with the subscribe icon and also commenting below. I don't know all the things behind it, David, but I appreciate the question. I do know the comments matter a lot. So like anything in the comments, that's why I like, ask you guys to do that, is because it helps grow the show. So if you ask a question, obviously that's great. Whatever you're looking to bet, even if it's just like, commenting for the algo, for the algorithm, all of that works. So, and, I'll be in there chiming in with you. So I think that just helps give videos to other people out there that might have not seen the show. It recommends them this video more often on YouTube. So that's what I really think it's for. But hey, appreciate the question. And if you could like and comment below, that will help, guys. Also, question here from, I believe, Sun It Up. We get, you say profile sometimes. I don't know what that means, like a betting profile, a team's profile. Great question. I probably need to be a little bit more specific with that, but it is like a certain type of profile for a team. For instance, like Tulane has a great betting profile. That being, in the beginning of the season, they lost to Kansas State and Oklahoma early in the season. So going up against like 2 Power 5 conference teams and losing those games, a lot of times the group of 5 teams coming back and playing in their conference with those 2 losses, a lot of people will write them off, meaning like, they're 1-2 or 2-2 out the gate. They're not a great team. Well, you got to pay attention to that. And I'm kicking myself not, because they actually played USF in September, University of South Florida. They won 45-10. I bet on USF in that game, watched that game, and I'm like, man, this was absolutely the wrong side. What I took from that, and that was back when USF had their quarterback healthy, who's a really good player, that USF was just fraudulent. But really, yeah, that might have been part of it. It was Tulane is that good. And as a sports bettor, looking back and grading myself, I should have known that. And that's the type of profile, like when teams are just like 2-2 out the gate and then they go on huge runs like that. If you can catch that early, that is a great betting profile to make money, at least in my opinion. So appreciate that question. A bunch of questions here, actually, but want to keep it under 10 minutes, guys. So we'll do another question and answer next week. Also going to start up college basketball on the show as well. If you're interested in premium picks, check them out. 5% max limit up and available in college football. We got the Thanksgiving special as well, guys. Drew Martin, experts page, WagerTalk.com. Memphis, Tulane, over 56. Thanks for tuning in. Comment below, smash that like button. We'll be back tomorrow for the NFL. Come back and join us. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.